Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of One Take because life has no rehearsals. Today, I am absolutely honored to have Rafael Salas in our podcast. So, I've known Rafael since he was, 18? And nobody calls him Rafael. We all call him Rafa. And I met him when he was just an intern cutting newspaper ads in the back room of our Buenos Aires office in Argentina. Today, Rafa is the Director of Strategic Planning for Warner for the whole area in the Southern Cone. Rafa is one of the most experienced and most thoughtful professionals I have ever run across. He examines just about everything, he makes rational decisions, and as a result, he is absolutely valuable for Warner because he's the guy who thinks before people do. So, Rafa, welcome to One Take. It's a real pleasure. So, Rafa, tell us about the decisive moment professionally,
Oh,
because you've
Marcel,
had a lot.
thank you very much for this invitation. It's a really pleasure for me to be here with you. And I've told you several times, you were my great mentor, a teacher for me. I really respect your professional profile, and you were for me maybe the best teacher I have in my career. I almost next month I will celebrate 35 years working in advertising,
Oh,
and
wow.
maybe 32 were working with you. So it
Wow.
was really, really a pleasure for me to be here.
Well, thank you very much. I would blush, but the light is terrible. So, tell us that moment that defined your career. What was it?
Wow, it's a good question. Maybe it was in 1989 when, I was finishing my high school on Friday, and on next Monday, after 2 days, I started working in my first agency, Food Corner Berlin, a big agency here, a worldwide agency. So, influenced by my family, my uncle, my mom, both of them work in advertising for many years. So, I had the opportunity to start my career. At the same time, I was studying advertising here in Buenos Aires. And it was a very, very interesting decade in Argentina for the industry because at that time, advertising was growing up a lot with main agencies here, good creative people. So for me, I think that that year, 1999, was maybe the key year for me because I had the opportunity to start in a very, very important advertising agency here and with very good people like you after 2 years when you started to visit Buenos Aires and to teach all the team. So that was my tipping point in my career.
So, just to put it in perspective, because Buenos Aires was probably, well, not only do I respect Argentina, because Argentina is the only country that speaks Spanish that understands rock and roll. So, we want to make that clear. There is no Spanish language rock and roll like in Argentina. I love it. And I have met most of the groups. But Argentina has gone through huge changes. To begin with, there was no national television in Argentina like we have it in the US. It was all local. So it was a
No
mess.
problem. Yes.
At some point, we had not only one of the most vibrant cable industries in the world, we had literally hundreds of cable operators, and it was a mess. So cable then grew, and then we all saw that. We all saw that in Argentina first. Radio was incredibly complex in Argentina. Argentina is a big, big, complex country. You've seen a lot of change in Argentina, especially you are now on the
Oof.
media vendor side. So you've seen broadcast television, you've seen cable television, you've seen connected television, you've seen streaming. Now with Warner, you're everywhere. Now, people like us, we see change and we see more change and more change. But like, tell us like one change that you could have never guessed in your life.
Wow. I think your summary was perfect. Can you imagine in more than 35 years working in this industry, we must adapt to change all the time. new technologies, new tools, especially when you're working in media planning. No, it was incredible. At the moment I was listening to you, I remember going to Ivope here in Buenos Aires to capture the ratings in print rating. You remember that once a
Yes.
week, once a week in only three targets. So it was crazy with program with 70 points of rating with just one spot. No, something that today seems to be unusual. No, the offer completely changed. So maybe all these changes for the media planning people and personally learned how you must adapt and to be curious all the time to new tendency, new demographic change. You mentioned that to plan in Argentina, to be a plan in Argentina is very difficult. You must plan locally, province by province. No, for example, when you are planning TV, so to understand each tendency in each province is no easy. So can you imagine in more than 30 years, we are in a continuous evolution in terms of data, in terms of quality of the data. So maybe for each professional, we must be agile. We must understand the new tendencies. We must understand not only we have an holistic view of all the things that are going to impact in the media habits or media consumption. So, fortunately, the market, the agencies, and the clients were investing more and more in terms of tools. So today we are maybe in paradise. No, we have rating minute by minute, especially of course not only on TV, or when you're planning web, when you're planning social media. So, but one of the things that I really respect and I admire about the past, and especially when we have the opportunity to work with you, is okay, tools are important, yes. Technology is important, yes. But you always mention is don't forget the process. Don't forget the media planning process. Don't forget to understand what the client needs. Don't forget to enter the room for a meeting and previously read the main goals, the media brief, what the client needs for this campaign. Don't forget to understand the creativity. Don't forget to talk with the creative agency before planning media. So all these things at the moment then when you add technology, but I think that technology, if we were a train, for example, the process is the whole thing that you must pay attention in every step of the media planning process. Then technology, fine, new tools, fine. But I think that one of the things that I'm very grateful about you is to have very clear that the process is the key essential for each media planning guide.
Oh yeah, and I'm very much a process person because the process is the checklist to make sure you don't make any mistakes.
And to ask the right question, remember that.
Yes,
Write the right question to the client. Don't start the plan before asking the right questions.
that's right.
Identify the key challenge, the key objectives of each plan, of each media campaign you're going to develop.
And we also
So
had really good times, if you remember, when we launched Galletitas Express and all
remember
of the
that.
things about, tone, okay, so how many grams are we going to sell to 40 million people? So yeah, and that's one of the things I liked about Argentina. Argentina was also a very smart country. It really understood.
I experienced many meetings with you and clients saying to
Yes,
you, Marcelo, oof, your question is so intelligent. Now with your question, I'm thinking that my plan is no so my marketing plan has many gaps. Remember that? Because when we started to ask more and more about the target, about demographics, about geographic, etc., maybe the client start to rethink about the main goal of each uh, media plan that they were thinking about it. So again, the evolution is it's on the table, perfect, tools, more technology, but first a process, first good questions, to be curious, about the category we're going to plan, trying to understand the industry, trying to understand the client, the target, and to ask the right questions. I think that is very, very
So how do
important.
you apply that today to Warner? Like, how do you see your
Oh,
work within Warner? Because strategic planning
now,
for stations is
good
very
question.
hard.
One of the things that I really more enjoy about my professional present time, when you supervise many markets, many countries, six in total or seven, it's a challenge, but you must understand the culture, the local markets, the tendency in each of the countries or markets. So you must adapt and try to understand the tendency that you are going to face. It's not the same, for example, when you are going to Mexico, Argentina, or Chile, or Panama, or Costa Rica. Completely different scenarios. So, of course, the process is the same, but we must have the flexibility or must be agile to adapt to each situations in terms of competitors, in terms of media habits, in terms of goals, in terms of exposure on TV, etc. Okay.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, being in the content, because right now you're not even in the television business, you're in the content business, and you have many platforms. But it is it is a beautiful thing today because content finally has become king. Content is now distributed all over the
Always,
place. Companies like Warner have dozens of ways to distribute content.
always.
It's really great.
We talked several times that maybe we miss the concept of an holistic agency, no? When you have creative, media, and a strategy all together at that time, no? And I think it was perfect. It was a model that I enjoyed very much to have the chance to talk with the creative people or with, well, I was already media, but the strategy or marketing people all together as a team in a holistic way, no? Trying to give just one solution to a client.
Yeah. I remember that very, very fondly, especially, when Rodrigo visited us in the media department, Mr. Creative. But it was great because you did have access.
Maybe I'm influenced by you, of course, as the main teacher we had, but for us, it was natural not to start a media plan and strategy without paying attention to the creativity side.
Yep.
Never.
No, no, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. And
Another question that you asked, Rafa, why 30 seconds and not 15 seconds? What is going to communicate the short version?
right.
We must give an answer. That model mix, why? Because this and this. What communicate this, and this? We must have an answer to that because it's a rationale behind that when you're planning.
Yep.
So maybe for you was completely normal because you were influenced, you started as a creative, I remember that.
Hmm.
But when you add media and you connect media with creativity all the time, it's perfect. It's the right blend, no?
Yep. So you've been in this situation, but like not. I mean, not that much yet. You're still younger, but when talking about the creative and well, when talking about the marketing industry in general, advertising and marketing tend to be a very youth oriented industry. I don't know why. They love youth. They worship youth. Yet here we are. So my question to everybody in my podcast, so you're standing, with a CEO or a CMO, and that person is looking at candidates, from all age ranges for a good job. So what do you tell that CEO or CMO? What are the advantages, or what you know why hire somebody who's over 50?
It's a very intelligent question. I think this space is your gray matter. I will, if you give the chance, your talent matters. It's a matter of talent. It's a matter of needs. It's a matter of identify. For example, if you're in an agency and you win a client, new client, what is the profile of the new client? Is packaged goods? Is technology? is Mercedes Benz.
Mhm.
Watch the quality of a client, the profile of a client. When you are trying to reorganize your team, maybe is Marcelo the right guy, or you need Rafa because the profile. For me, it's not a matter of gender, age. It's a matter of experience. It's a matter of talent. It's a matter of wisdom. It's a matter of understand what the client needs and what I have at home. Okay, what I have at home. Home as a team. No, what I need.
Right.
I need maybe a super senior. I need a coordinator. I need a director, semi-senior, manager. How you are going to organize your team according the level of that client, the importance also, the investment, but especially the talent. For me, I know the. I think that I strongly believe that the issue of age must not be an issue. First of all,
Yes, I agree. It shouldn't be an issue.
no, it's an issue for me. The key issue is let's talk about experience and talent.
And yeah, and be absolutely age neutral. Like
Uh,
age doesn't matter, so don't bring it into the equation.
and then depends. No, maybe for some industry, some category, you need a kind of profile. Maybe for some brands, you can select a woman as a director because the profile, no, imagine a makeup or L'Oreal. Remember L'Oreal, Marcelo? We
Yes.
worked for L'Oreal for 20 years. No,
Yeah.
maybe some sixth sense of a woman for that brand or client will be more useful than the man. Depend the industry, depend the category, depend the experience also, of course. Or AC Johnson or Nabisco, no, or Samsung. Remember, some brand we were sharing, no, across the
Yes.
region. But you are a fan of cars. I always remember that. You need to lead BMW, no, or Mini Cooper. Remember one meeting we have in Chile.
Yes.
For me, was one of the most incredible presentations I had seen in my life. You need someone who knows about the matter,
Yep.
because and I remember one of your advice, Rafa. It was clear. The presentation was perfect because we feel the presentation
Yes.
inside us. And I remember that the key to win the client was that you talk about not only about the product, but about the post service. Remember that you
Yes.
present a pool, no, about how important was the post service of the car. So in that cases, as an example, Mini Cooper or Mercedes or whatever, or Samsung, depends on the industry, depends on the category, depend the goals. I think that the profile can, when you have many names or profiles on your table, you can decide what is the
Yep.
best option. It's the way that I try to.
And then leave age out of it. Well,
Yes,
Rafa,
of course, Great Matters is a very good name, but I think that your skill matter, your talent matter,
yes, I agree. And your
uh,
age shouldn't matter.
and your age also. But I don't know. I remember because always we need opportunities. You gave me opportunities in the past. I remember I was 21, 22 years old, and you sent me to Santiago, Chile. It was my first trip.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yes. Oh,
Uh, Rafa, sorry, I can't. You need to go and present in. Remember, it was Schweppes or no remember what brand. Uh, but at 20, 21 is wow. To
yep.
be in front of a big audience, 20 people, no, and present a strategy for the whole year. Uh, so we always need push.
Right.
So, but I think that always was maybe you trust in that case in me or other colleague. So because maybe you identify there was an opportunity to grow in that area. So I think now is the same. why a person of 50, 55 can lead a client. I'm not.
Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
anyway, oye, so thank you very much. Have a great week. Today's the beginning of the week for us. Have a
You
great
too,
week.
Marcel. No, I'm very grateful for this invitation. I
No, it was
really
my pleasure.
I admire your career. It's great to reconnect after years.
Yes.
Uh, and I think if I would like to close that maybe one of the things that is very important, especially for young people that are maybe starting in advertising, is always one of the things that, or maybe the most important thing that I would like to tell you is that it's always to be grateful about the people that give you something, knowledge, wisdom, time to practice, time to send one team to another market and to present, time to visit Buenos Aires several times and to be here when we need it. So I'm very, very grateful about your role and how important you were in my career.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Say hello to Mariana.
Thanks, Marce.
Thanks. Y nos estamos viendo. We'll switch
Un
to
abrazo
Spanish.
enorme.
Oye, muchísimas gracias. Gran abrazo.
Me alegro, Marce. Un abrazo enorme. Cuídate.
Nos vemos. Chao.